Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
I forgot to turn my mic on. Good morning. Good morning. You're listening to Radio Lewes, where the music matters. I'm Ben Fuller. This is Thursday Live. I got there eventually. Welcome to the show. I've got a wonderful list of music. It comes from a collection called The Dark Side of the 80s. You can work out what that means when you've heard some of it. I've got some shameless self-promotion. And yes, I've got another guest. We'll start with the music, though. This is The Cure. Lullaby by The Cure from 1989. From their album Disintegration, it's the highest charting single by the band in their home country, reaching number 5 on the UK singles charts. Additionally, reached number 3 in Germany and Ireland, and becoming a top 10 hit in several other European countries and New Zealand. The music video won the British Video of the Year at the 1990 Brit Awards. The next track I've got is one I played quite recently, in fact, but it's so good I just had to play it again. G-Cell Sanctuary from the Cult. You know what? Even if you're not online, you could have probably heard that with the volume I had that blasting out at. From 1985, from the album Love, released in a single May that year, peaked at number 15 on the UK singles charts. Don't get that. It's a fantastic single. The album's bloody good too. I got one more for you, and then we're going to follow the Vapor Trail. That's This Corrosion from the Sisters' second album, Floodland, from 1987. The song peaked at number 6 in Ireland, number 7 in the UK, and number 17 in Germany. The song was written by Andrew Aldrich, and it parodies Wayne Hussey's style. Hussey was a guitarist for the Sisters of Mercy before going on to form the Mission. I'll have some Mission for you later. So maybe it was written in a fit of pique. Who knows? We're going to follow the vapor trail.
I've managed to gate crash the studio again, and this time I've interrupted our own Steve Brooks at the vapor trail.
Yes, thanks, Ben. Yeah.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing fine, mate. Yeah, absolutely fine. Thank you.
We had to have a chat because it's been such a long time.
It has, hasn't
and
it? Yeah.
Your show has evolved.
Well, yes, that's one way of putting it. Yeah.
You started out and it was nearly all punk and just you, and since then you've had a myriad of guests.
Yeah.
And you've changed genre all over the place.
Yeah. I think what happened was we just kind of started doing little themes and stuff, and that got more people involved, and then got people wanted to come in and do playlists of their own. So we've had a number of different people come in, and that's kind of started to make it more eclectic. But I think there's still a kind of punk element in there. And but yeah, we've done all kinds of things. We've done we did a two-tone show. We've done recently did a show on the late Neil Innes, so that was kind of very musical. Done all kinds of things. Was it Australian New Wave? You know, whatever anyone wants to do, they're welcome to come in.
Well, it's really great that the show has really started to expand, and you've got your carers and sharers.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And you've decided to reward them with these really funky triangular badges.
Absolutely, yeah. Kind of like Terry's old gits off Wogan, yeah. So what I did was I found a company online, and I thought, I'd do a badge. So I did these kind of triangular badges, and it says, quite simply, Radio Lewes, Vapor Trails, Care and Sharing, and I kind of did it in a way to make it look a bit like a Sex Pistols cover.
Well, of course,
yeah. And they're enormous.
They are, they're fantastic.
When I went to collect them, there was this great big box, and I was like, oh dear. And they're like about the size of oversized nacho, basically.
It's like an enormous, great big piece of Toblerone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really. Yeah, you could probably use them if your car breaks down. Stick them outside in the road. But actually, everyone loves them. So, anybody that basically has a request, or even someone that just shares the show online or whatever, or anyone that wants a badge, can get in touch with me on. There's Steve Vapor Trails on Facebook. There's Steve Vapor Trails on Twitter. We've got an email address as well. But if you just get in touch, I'll send you a badge out free of charge.
Well, there you go. What better way to get people to listen to your show and get involved?
Absolutely,
you get one of these Toblerone wheel
Yes, absolutely.
badges.
And the thing is, if you do actually come into the studio, you get the ultra special and actually quite decently sized green ones, which just says access all areas. And that's kind of like the equivalent of a gold Blue Peter badge.
Well, there you go. I do have one of those badges.
Yes, you do. Yeah. God, the Chinese burn you gave me to get that.
Yeah. I actually made him squeal.
Yes.
So, Vapor Trails is still published when?
It goes out every Thursday now, so we're every week at 5 p.m.
Oh, that was another increase. You've gone from fortnightly to weekly.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're up to show 56 now, so we're rattling along at a fine pace.
Absolutely incredible. Steve, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. You've got to get on. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you.
There's a crystal view from my window, and I can see the years to come. I live for the burn and the sting of pleasure. I live for the sword, the steel and the gun. I can tear down the walls, storm the barricades,
originally called The Sisterhood. That was The Mission from 1986 from their debut album, which I've just forgotten the title of. I keep doing that. My memory is going all over the place with this lockdown. It's not doing me any favours at all. It's God's Own Medicine was the name of the album. Just found it in time. It's a great tune, and I'm going to follow it with another great tune that I've played quite recently as well. This is Eloise.
Every night I'm there, I'm always there. She knows I'm there, and heaven knows. I hope she goes. I find it hard to realize that love was in her eyes. It's dying now. She knows I'm crying now. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. You know I'm on my knees, yeah. I said please, you're all I want, so hear my prayer, my prayer. My Eloise is like the stars that please the night, the sun that makes the day, but lights the way. And when that star goes by, I hold it in my hands and cry, her love was mine. You know my sun will shine. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. You got to hear my prayer, my prayer. My Eloisa, I'd love to please her, I'd like to care, but she's not there. And when I'd find you, I'd be so kind, you'd want to stay. I know you'd stay. And as the days grow old, the nights grow cold, I wanted her near to me. You know she's dear to me.
Damned with Eloise, of course, originally a hit for Paul Ryan in 1968, and that followed the success of the band's Phantasmagoria album. It was a great single, but it never appeared on any albums. It did hit number 3 on the UK singles charts. I'm very pleased to say I've got the Velvet Curtain on the line. Good morning.
Hello. Hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's Velvet Curtain virtual massage service. Can I help you?
No, certainly don't need any virtual massage. I'm more
okay.
interested.
Half hour, then.
I'm more interested in the Man from U.N.C.L.E. and the Stinkers right now.
Good plan. Probably a better plan than that, really, isn't it? Yes. Carry on.
Well, I think it's an amazing show, although it gave me quite a headache in places, having to listen to some absolutely atrocious stuff. I'm sort of hoping that you've got access to Room 101 and we're never going to hear them again.
Well, actually, Ben, it's funny you should say that. I don't have access to Room 101, but I was actually kind of thinking of an idea for a show called Desert Island Discus, where you actually throw the kind of record that you really hate out into the sea. You're trapped on a desert island with this one record, the one that you really can't stand. I'm guessing for you, it might be the Final Countdown.
Oh, yeah, don't even go there.
I'm not keen on that one, but yeah, but I don't have the facilities to actually do that at the moment. Yeah, well, to actually destroy the music. That's the trouble, isn't it, really? Because in the 21st century, whereas in years gone by, these records, they would have decomposed and disappeared. It's all out there now, isn't it?
It is, unfortunately, you can't.
Absolutely anything.
I do think it was a phenomenal concept, though, and we did have a pretty good reaction from at least a few people that we asked to contribute, didn't we?
We certainly did, yeah. I could have done with a few more, because I'm very interested in why certain people hate certain things so much. I mean, Phil Collins being a prime example. What is the level of kind of, dislike for Phil Collins that he seems to kind of achieve? What's that all about?
I don't know. I'm not going there, but I don't want to listen to Phil Collins ever again.
But why is that, Ben? Why? I know you're supposed to be interviewing me, but I'm just to briefly interview you. What is it about Phil Collins?
He makes my teeth wiggle. I don't know what it is. Everything he does is awful.
Everything he does it for you, though, like Bryan Adams.
No, don't go there.
That's another one, isn't it?
I had a party the day that fell off the top of the charts. 15 weeks of it.
I mean, another example of that is probably Wet, isn't it? Who actually kind of they actually took down what's that horrible thing they did? I
can't remember. I'd forgotten about that one until you mentioned it.
Your love is all around. They actually took the whole thing down, didn't they?
They did. I think they got sick of it.
Dissembled it.
Yeah.
And then Marty Peller went off and became a heroin addict. I'm not sure if these things are related, but that's how bad it got. So when a band actually kind of takes down its own music, that's got to be bad, hasn't it? I
think it's got to be really bad. On the subject of things being really bad, how have you been dealing with this lockdown? Because everyone has been struggling, but everyone has found ways of coping, and I'm very interested in how our Radio Lewes DJs have coped.
Well, as you know, Mrs. Curtins and I, we've had to be self-isolating. We're not in the kind of shielding kind of category. We have to kind of keep ourselves to ourselves very, very much. So, bizarrely, it might sound bizarre. Actually, lots of people have come up with the same idea, really. We actually have a timetable which is set out, so we actually get up and follow it. So we're up on the downs kind of, first thing in the morning, really, really early, when there aren't so many people around, which is absolutely amazing. And how lucky are we to be on the downs?
Oh, absolutely.
Just fantastic, so lucky. And then, obviously, I've got a house that needs a lot of work done on it, so I'm working on that. And obviously, I get a bit of creative stuff done as well. And Postman Pat.
Postman Pat?
Postman Pat has been a great help to me, really.
No one else has admitted to something like that. That's brilliant.
No, seriously. I mean, if you look at Postman Pat, he's like a template for how we should all be. He kind of goes around, the village. If there's any problems going on, Pat's in there kind of thing. He sorts it out, whether it's, delivering your kind of groceries for you or making sure that if you've lost something, he'll kind of, return it to you. Ferries kids around. He's got a Postman Pat kind of post bus as well. That, he's just brilliant. Just a really good man,
So he's been your...
job that PC Selby doesn't really. He's portrayed as being a bit inept, but, Postman Pat, check it out.
So he's been your lockdown and icon?
He's my favourite.
So he's been your lockdown icon, has he?
Absolutely, yeah. And to anyone else, I would say, Postman Pat is a hero for our times.
Brilliant.
Just check out Postman's Hat. It'll make your day, really.
Well, on a personal note, I would like to say thank you very much to you for continuing to record at home during this. I know you normally do record at home. I don't know if that's because you're shy or antisocial. I know it's because
being a hermit, really.
because of your work situation. I do know.
Yeah,
so massive thank you for helping us keep the station.
It's great that you keep the whole thing going. Really, hats off to you.
Well,
can I just thank a couple of other people actually?
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lady called Lucy who works for a company called Beckworth. I mean, like a lot of other people, we've had some problems, at the beginning trying to get food in, these kind of online deliveries that you're supposed to be able to get, that were just absolutely impossible. So we started kind of going around locally, and there's a lady called Lucy, and she delivers stuff from Beckworth, which is really amazing stuff, really, really good.
Brilliant.
And also Phil from a company called Mingles, and she sends us around this really good vegetable box. I mean, I have a few problems with some of the vegetable recognition, really. I don't recognise some of the vegetables, so I have to kind of, get some advice on what they might be. But other than that, it's just fantastic.
Brilliant.
And also a guy called Tom, young bloke who pops down the old chemist for us, when we need for the prescriptions. He introduced us to a band called Merzcow and a band called Car Seat Headrest, also to be recommended, and Caris, who's another volunteer. So I just want to thank those people, really.
Well,
really,
you have
really
done. Thank you very much
and
indeed.
All local all local businesses, which is fantastic, isn't it?
It is absolutely amazing the number of people that have stepped up to help everybody else.
Yeah, and we would have been quite stuffed otherwise, really, because, like I say, we couldn't get any online deliveries at all, really. It's absolutely impossible, kind of next sort of Tuesday, bank holiday 2040 or something like that.
That's roughly the date I got.
So you've been getting on okay?
Yes, indeed. Just muddling on, taking the dogs out to get away from the house, and obviously keeping Radio Lewes afloat. On the subject of Radio Lewes, I do believe you've picked a track for us today.
Oh yes, Do It by the Pink Fairies.
That's coming up right now. Velvet Curtain, thank you very much indeed for your time.
It was lovely to talk to you. Take care now.
Take care, bye-bye.
Yeah!
From 1971, that was Do It by the Pink Fairies from the Never Neverland album, picked for us today by the Velvet Curtain of the 25 o'clock show and the man from Uncool. The Stinkers show is online now, and if you can put up with the awful music, it is very funny. I'm going to follow the fairies with Echo and the Bunnymen. Killing Moon from 1984 from the album Ocean Rain, one of the band's highest chartist hits, reaching number one in the UK singles charts and often cited as the band's greatest song. Now then, it's 10:45. So we're going to get a bit of a tune-up.
I am very pleased to say I've got Richard in the studio of Tune, one of our latest shows. Hi Richard, how are you?
Hey Ben, I'm all right, thanks. I'm all right.
For those of you that haven't heard, and a slap on the wrist to everyone who hasn't, because you should have done by now, tell us about Tune.
Wow, Tune. So, as the name suggests, it's loads of my favourite tunes, basically. I think I've got a fairly broad taste in music, and the idea of the show is just to come and play all the stuff that I love, whether it's very, very old stuff, whether it's new stuff, whether it's stuff I've just discovered in the last week, but it's kind of just shamelessly playing the sort of music that I like.
Oh, brilliant. So it fits perfectly with Radio Lewes, where the music matters.
Exactly.
So you've told us what Tune is about. What are you about? What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I run a couple of businesses in Lewes nearby, so it's really great to be able to work at Radio Lewes as well, because I can just pop in and do my show and then return back to my work. No one seems to mind too much that I do that. I run a fundraising agency, a campaigning agency for charities, so we help local and national charities do their work. I'm also a writer, and I run a charity as well. So, yeah, quite a busy person, but I love my music, and I guess music helps me relax as well, which is why it's such a kind of nice experience doing my show on Radio Lewes.
Yes, I find it immensely relaxing. It's a great deal of fun. And like they say, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person, eh?
Exactly.
I'd really like you to tell people how you found out about Radio Lewes, because it's the only time it's happened, in my experience. We've done public events and nothing's happened.
This is it. This is where... I don't know whether you got lucky, to be honest with you. I don't know if you got lucky with me, but I wouldn't describe it as lucky. But I found you at the Clubs and Societies Fair in Lewes. So I don't know if people know about this, but this is held every year at the Lewes Town Hall. And Radio Lewes had a stall, I think, or half a stall, I think it actually was, at the Clubs and Societies Fair. And I passed it, and I thought this would just be something I'd really love to do. And, I mean, just as a little plug for Radio Lewes, it is such fun doing this. You know, you get quite a lot of freedom in the sort of songs that you want to play. You can kind of mould your own show to how you want it, and there's some lovely people working here, and it's just brilliant being part of something, I guess, that's really part of the local community, and a really, really brilliant thing to do. So I'm so delighted that I found it, and it's been brilliant fun ever since I've been doing it.
High praise indeed. Thank you very much. And finally, just tell us a little more about the music you play, because it really is immensely eclectic. Stuff from right across the spectrum. Yeah, so I mean,
I'm just thinking about what I've played this week and last week. So I've played The Velvet Underground, Marvin Gaye, who else? Tears for Fears. I've played Billie Eilish. I've played Supergrass. Just everything. I love lots of sorts of music, and I think you and I have often talked about in the last few weeks about not having any guilty pleasures. You know, that the pleasures that I have are just completely non-guilty. So I'll play Aha, and I'll also play something really sort of trendy and well-reviewed and modern. I really don't care what it is, as long as I like it. And I think when I say at the start of each show, I encourage people to kind of put their prejudices aside and just listen and enjoy the tunes. I really mean that, because I try and do that as well.
Well, I think that's brilliant, and you are published every Friday, is that right?
That's right, yeah, 9 o'clock every Friday.
Perfect. Listen in, folks, you will always find something of interest. Richard, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Hey, honey, what you trying to say? As I stand here, don't you walk away.
bit late to play that one, I suppose, as we're in May, but that was April Skies from the Jesus and Mary chain from 1987 from the album Darklands. And now one I hope that will keep Si happy. This is Bauhaus.
Good with wit and gilly, and the spiders from Mars. He played it left hand, but made it too far. Became the special man, then we were Ziggy's band. Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo, like the cat from Japan. He could lick on by smiling, believe unto hand. Came on so loaded, man, well hung and snow white tan. Now where were the spiders? While the flies tried to break our balls, just a their light to guide us. So we bitched about his band and should we crush his sweet hand. Ziggy played for time, driving us that we were Bill. The kids were just crass. He was the mess with God-given ass. He took it all too far, but boy, could he play guitar. Making love with his ego, Ziggy sucked up into his mind, like a leper messiah. When the kids had killed the man, I had to break up the band. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now Ziggy played guitar.
Bauhaus with their cover of Ziggy Stardust, of course by Bowie, who the band idolised. It was their 8th single. Now we're running very short on time. I want to get a couple more in. This is The Spear of Destiny.
I'm leaving on the 5 train. Don't ask me when I'm coming back again. I reckon it's only a matter of time before the law kick in the door. Mother, I'm running out of change, but I had to phone to let you know. They'll never take me alive. They'll never take me alive. Mother, I killed someone. It wasn't that I hated him. You see, he was trying to stop me. But he found out I'd go the whole way. They'll never take me alive. They'll never take me. I can't tell you how I feel. Maybe you don't wanna know. Maybe. But anyway, I love you so. They'll never take me alive. They'll never take me. They'll never take me 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 They'll never take me
Never Take Me Alive from Spear of Destiny from 1987 from the album Outland. And that is it. I'm out of time. You've been listening to Thursday Live here on Radio Lewes. I've been Ben Fuller. My thanks to the Velvet Curtain for being my guest today. My thanks to you for listening. And of course, massive thank you to all the key workers who are still doing a sterling job out there. I'm going to leave you with Killing Joke and Love Like Blood. Till next time, stay safe. Ta-da.
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.